Hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been a while, I apologize. I've been busy. I've managed to slip in a few original things I've done and a couple little jam things and a couple songs that inspired me, but I want to get back to the lessons again. So today I'm going to teach you the five positions of the major scale. There are seven, actually there's a ton of different positions, but seven common ones, and then a lot of guitarists use five. I like to use five because the fourth position and the seventh position are almost identical to the third and the first, so they're like one difference, one note difference. So that's why I use five, and then if I need to use the other position, it's just one note, which I'll explain when I get there. Okay, so let's get started. What I'm going to do to make this simple is I'm going to show you the patterns, and I want you to learn them in the patterns, but we're going to do it in the key of G. This way you can kind of see how they lock together. If I show you all the positions like on the third and fifth fret, you can learn the different positions, but you're not going to fully understand how they lock together. And that's what I kind of want you to pick up so you can see how they all blend together. So let's get started, okay? First position, like I said, we're doing this in the key of G major, E minor, same thing. We're going to start off on the third fret, and you're going to go 3-5, and then you're going to do 2-3-5, and then 2-4-5, and then 2-4-5 again, and then 3-5, and 2-3-5. All right, so it doesn't resolve on the right note. Like when you end here, it's not the same as it's actually there. Kind of hard to explain, but we're just worried about the pattern, not resolving notes for a solo. So once again, 3-5, 2-3-5, 2-4-5, 2-4-5 again on the G, 3-5, and then 2-3-5 on the high E. And you can also put in the anything you do on the high E and the low E are always identical. So you can put that second one in there as well. And that's the first position. If you look them up online, you'll find all sorts of diagrams showing these. So, first position, we're in the key of G. All right, now we're going to slide up to the second position. And what I'd like you to see, it's kind of hard to visualize this, but as you're playing them, you're going to see that this is what I call the bottom half of a guitar, top as you go up, higher notes, top, high. That position, the top half of it, which is like in the 4-5 area as we're playing that, the second position, you're going to see the bottom half is that part of it. It matches it. So they lock together like this. You'll see if you were able to visualize it, or you've seen those pictures with the neck and it's got a key of G and you see all the notes and it looks really scary. That's because they're taking these patterns and they're all just locked together as they go up the neck. It's easy to learn them in the five pieces, and then as you get to learn them, you're going to start seeing how they lock, and then you can start sliding between them. That's further down the road. I'll have another lesson on that. How to work in between them and play instead of just being in one box. Okay, so second position, let's get moving here. I'm going to go to the fifth fret, which is, as you know, an A note, but this is the second position, fifth fret. What you're going to do is a 5-7 to the 8, and then you're going to do 5-7, and then 4-5-7, and then 4-5-7 again, and then 5-7-8, 5-7-8. There's a bit of a pattern there, so if you look at it here, it's 5-7-8, and then just 5-7. That's the only different one, and then you've got 4-5-7 twice in a row, and then 5-7-8 twice. So put it all together. Okay, that's the second position of it, of the G major. And when you switch keys, if you're to play an A, B, these can all be moved around, okay? So if you were playing F, you would just slide everything down. That first position would now be down here where the F is. The second position would be here. All right, so let's go to the third position, which is at the 7th fret. You're going to go 7, 8, 10. And then you're going to go 7, 9, 10. 7, 9, 10 again. And then 7, 9. Then 7, 8, 10. 7, 8, 10. All right, so let's repeat that. You've got 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 10 again, 7, 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. So let's put that all together. And that's the third position of the G major scale. And so if we're playing like a G, C, D, you could play any of those scales over it, and it's going to work. Pentatonics work better. There's a couple notes less in it, so there's less chance of hitting an off kind of note. You're not hitting like a fourth on the G and making it sound a little weird or something. But anyways, all right. So we got 3 positions so far. There's 2 more to go. All right, and this is a good time to explain the 4th position. Out of the ones that teach 7 positions, they're based off the scale. So you've got G, A, B, and then you would base it off of C, which it's going to be the same as what you just did, except it doesn't start on here, it starts here. And then the rest of the notes are all the same. So that's why I don't teach a 4th position, because it's identical to the 3rd. You're just putting that extra note in there for the 3rd. So hope that makes sense. If not, in the comment box, I'll explain a little more detail. But 3 and the 4 step in a major scale is just half step, so everything's going to be the same notes. You're just not starting on B, you're starting on C, but then you're going to finish out the rest of the notes are the same. Okay, so let's move on. All right, the actual 4th position and the 5 position scales that I'm teaching starts off here. You're going to go to the 10, 12, and then you're going to go 9, 10, 12, and then repeat that. Okay, so you got 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, twice. Then you're going to go 9, 11, 12, and then 10, 12, 13, and then 10, 12. All right, so let's repeat that. This one I don't use as much, it's a little trickier, but just remembering the pattern, not quite as repetitive, but 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12 again on the D, and then 9, 11, 12, and then 10, 12, 13, and then 10, 12. Okay? That's the 4th position out of the 5 that I'm teaching. And the final 5th position is one of the most common. Actually, it is the most common, I think, besides the 1st position and the 3rd position, I tell you. I think this is the most common, then the 3rd position, and then the 1st. So anyways, let's get to the final and 5th position, which you'll probably recognize if you know your pentatonic scale. It adds a couple notes in here. All right, so we're going to go 12, 14, 15. On the low A, and then you're going to repeat it on the A. And then you're going to go 12 to 14 on the D. And then you're going to go 11, 12, 14 on the G. And on the B string, it's going to be 12, 13, 15. And then 12, 14, 15. So 12, 13, or 12, 14, 15. 12, 14, 15. 12, 14, 11, 12, 14, 12, 13, 15, 12, 14, 15. So that's what it sounds like. Okay, and that's the 5th position. That's the final one. And it's very similar to the pentatonic scale, if you all know. Adds a couple extra notes in there. So if you know that, you're going to know most of that scale. And that's all the major scale is. It's the pentatonic scale with 2 extra notes in it. So you may already know some of these patterns. If you know your pentatonics, you can just plug in the extra notes. All right. And that's your major scale. And like I said, you can move these around depending on your key. That's the key of G, so they all, like I said, if you start writing them out, that's how I learned it. Write them out on paper, your patterns, and then you're going to start seeing how the tops and the bottoms of each pattern, they lock together. And once you figure that out, then you can start moving in between them more fluidly. So, next lesson I'm going to do is on modes, which once you have this down, I suggest watching that lesson, and it's really going to unlock modes for you. Everyone's scared of modes, but once you know your major scale, it's really going to unlock it, and you'll be able to understand it a whole lot better. So, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. And like I said, any questions, if something doesn't make sense, and it's a lot to wrap your head around at first, go ahead and comment it in the box. And if you look back, I've got older lessons further back in my videos that has a whiteboard, no guitar, and I just explain music theory if you want to understand what I'm talking about when it comes to scales, major, minor, relatives, that kind of thing. And get a basis of that if you don't understand theory. And this will make a lot more sense. And then come back, work on this, and then next time, like I said, I will see you and we'll discuss the modes, and I'm going to make it a lot simpler than most people do. A lot of people, you know, you think you got to learn a ton of different scales, and you don't. So I will see you next time, and thanks for watching.